Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze global news. Stay tuned. Hello, great people. Welcome back to our channel. Serious words going on right now in the G5 governors. Don't forget that Wike was the leader of that group, and right now he is out against Makinde over what he considered to be a huge betrayal on the part of Makinde. He said they had some agreement, but then it has turned out that he's opting out of anything to settle trouble that is going on in the PDP, and that he's out to fight until he gets what he wants. Let's go into full details of the big letter that Wike sent across to the People's Democratic Party and all and sundry who cares to know what is happening right now in PDP. Into the news, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has announced his withdrawal from all prior agreement made to address the ongoing crisis within the People's Democratic Party, PDP, pledging to continue to fight until justice is achieved. The FCT minister indicated that he has informed Oyo State Governor Makinde that he was responsible for the current issues facing the party. He revealed that he conveyed to Governor Makinde that the failure to adhere to the agreement made is the root cause of the party's troubles, and that he is the primary offender in this regard. In a statement released on Sunday titled PDP Crisis My Position, which he personally endorsed, the minister emphasized that the resolution stipulating that Senator Samuel Anyanwu remains the National Secretary of the PDP by the Supreme Court ruling must be upheld. He also stated that all legal matters concerning Rivers State should be referred by the National Legal Advisor. The lawsuit regarding the state of emergency should be withdrawn immediately, and that all parties involved must respect the agreement that have been established. The statement reads, since after the 2023 general election, the PDP has been wantonly swinging from one part of a slippery precipice to another, owing fundamentally to dishonesty and lack of trust among its key stakeholders. To stem this ugly trend, efforts have been made to arrest these pernicious virus of dishonesty and treachery and enthroned fidelity to the agreement with a view to establishing or stabilizing the party and moving it forward. To this, in a meeting of the G5 was held in Lagos. In that meeting, I made it clear to the governor of Oyo State, His Excellency Makinde, that he was the architect of our problems, pointing out to him that non-adherence to agreement reached was the burn of the party, and that he was the chief culprit of this anomaly. At the end of the meeting, we resolved to bury the hatchet and make progress. As a follow-up to the aforementioned meeting, there was an expanded meeting in Abuja involving His Excellency Makinde, His Excellency Umar Fentiri, His Excellency Bala Muhammad, His Excellency Bukola Saraki, and in Saraki's guest house. In that meeting, I made it clear that I had no personal problem with His Excellency Bala Muhammad, except that he hides under the facade of chairman of the People's Democratic Party Governors Forum to serially renege on agreement. Tension rose mightily in the meeting, and it took all concerned to calm frayed nerves. At the end of the meeting, we came to some resolution, including that Senator Samuel Anyanwu remain the National Secretary of the People's Democratic Party in tandem with the Supreme Court judgment. All legal matters relating to Rivers State must be withdrawn by the National Legal Advisor. The suit on the state of emergency be withdrawn forthwith, and nobody should deviate from agreement so reached. In the light of the foregoing, they pleaded with me to attend the stakeholders meeting at Bauchi Government Lodge. Regardless of my many engagements, I attended the meeting and clearly reiterated my earlier concern, and to this end, and in order to resolve all other lingering and pending issues, a committee was formed headed by His Excellency Bukola Saraki. It is disheartening to note that even before Bukola Saraki's Reconciliation Committee began its work, the gentleman's agreement we reached at Saraki's guest house was already being crudely violated. To my chagrin, Sheyi Makinde had connived with Peter Mba of Enugu State to orchestrate the summoning of the meeting of so-called Southeast leaders to recommend that if Ude Okoye was not adopted as secretary, they would pull out of the People Democratic Party. I have since granted an interview to the effect that that resolution of the Southeast leaders cannot hold. Again, Sheyi Makinde organized some people in the National Secretariat to insist that Deputy National Secretary should act as the National Secretary in violation of the agreement earlier reached. To attempt to give credence to this fact, first, a letter was written by the Deputy National Secretary calling for a meeting of the neck of the party. Furthermore, the letter confirming the candidacy of the governorship candidate of the party in the forthgoing governorship election in Anambra State, duly signed by the National Secretary, Senator Anyanwu, and the acting national chairman, was portrayed as rejected by the party through a rebuttal letter signed by the National Publicity Secretary, acting on the order of Sheyi Makinde and Peter Mba. All these actions are in complete violation of the agreement reached and would not do the party any good whatsoever. On the 24th of May 2025, in Jos, for instance, a well-publicized and properly attended zonal elective congress of the PDP was aborted because the letter inviting INEC to the congress was signed by the Deputy National Secretary of the party. INEC refused to attend because the proper signatory recognized by law, that is Senator Samuel Anyanwu, was not a signatory to the invitation notice. This is undeniably distasteful, provocative, and annoying to say the least. I have painstakingly put out all those facts so that PDP members and the general public would know the truth. I have been in this party since 1998 and I have worked tirelessly for the survival of this party with all my strength, and it is on record that none of these persons have done anything close to what I have done to sustain this party. What is more painful is that I contributed substantially to most of these governors winning their election, yet I have not made any personal demands on any of them, and I never do so. Most importantly, I had thought that we could keep the trust among us, but since it is now obvious that they would continue to play games to the detriment of the party, as in the case in the current debacle in the North Central zonal election, I have now firmly decided to pull out of all agreement hitherto reached. I have decided to fight on until justice is attained. That was the position of Nyesom Wike in respect to their peace agreement. He says he's going to fight until the right thing is done, that they actually entered into an agreement, and for me, that agreement is distasteful. Something that is outrightly an unconstitutional position of the government. He says all the cases should be withdrawn by the governor of or by the PDP Governors Forum. Don't forget that they have been fighting to see how they can challenge the case of emergency rule because it's unconstitutional. Wike had entered into agreement with them that they must call it off. And then the issue of the National Secretary has been a serious issue of concern. Right now, it seems as though there is no peace in the party. And he says he's withdrawing from all agreement and will fight till further notice. And that further notice is when they decide to do what he wants them to do, or the agreement, because not what he wants them to do. He had entered into an agreement with them, and all of them are. I mean, this is quite distasteful. And most Nigerians have reacted to it. Some believe that the party should be called off than continue to roll out these distasteful things that we are hearing right now.